Am I in?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello. We've had an interesting last 2 minutes of technical difficulties. I call them that very loosely because Tom was watching Joseph in his amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat on YouTube and then forgot to start the stream. Um, welcome everyone. Uh, some housekeeping stuff before we start. Obviously, we can't play music here. It is YouTube. I do have a Spotify playlist in the description below that you can go for, or I have left Will Smith's lo-fi hip-hop playlist from last week in the description if you wanted to open that in a new tab. So this week we're going to be a little more energized. We're going to be playing around with standing, which again was very exciting because we had to frame for standing. And yeah, we're just gonna we're gonna play, we're gonna have some fun, and then we're gonna chill for a bit. But first, before we have some fun and do anything else, let us come onto our mat. Let us bring our back to the floor, bring our knees up, and close down the eyes. Beautiful. If this is uncomfortable for whatever reason, if you've got any fussiness in the hips, please feel free to bring the feet as wide as the yoga mat, drop the knees in, or you can bring the legs out long. If you do bring the legs out long, try not to over relax. We're still active here. Beautiful. Checking in with the neck, making sure we're not kind of arching towards the back of the mat with our head. And then checking in with the breath here. Looking at the rhythm, the depth which we have come straight onto the mat with today. This is a great way of checking in with how we immediately are, right? Because after a couple of seconds of doing some deep breathing, the rhythm changes. But here in the second, all there is what we came with. And now we have an awareness of that. Let's take a deep inhale in. A deep exhale out. Deep inhale. Breathe it out. Exhale. And then last time, let's take a deep inhale. A deep exhale. And now check in with the breath again. How even after those 3 breaths has it changed? What qualitatively is different? Where are you breathing from? Is there any difference? And now let's just take a gentle scan through the body, becoming aware of how we're feeling today. Checking in with the head and the face, the neck, the shoulders, the arms and the hands, the chest and the back, the hips, the thighs, the knees, the shins, the ankles and the feet. And trying to hold the whole body in awareness here, painting a picture of what you feel like in this second. And it's okay if you don't feel every tiny nerve ending individually. We're just broad brush stroking what it feels like to be in our bodies right now. And once you have a picture of that, checking in with the emotions, the mental body, how you're feeling psychologically, emotionally, painting a picture of what it feels like to be you completely in this moment in time. And now coming back to the breath again. Watching as it rises and falls. Watching as it expands the ribs, maybe lifts the stomach. Maybe listening as the air comes in and out of your nose or mouth. So, as those of you who will have joined me before know, I like to offer a little invitation while we're here. And my invitation this week is to, where possible, avoid a dialogue with the voice in your head that tells you how well you're doing something. You know, that voice is really useful. He or she or they have their purposes. But right now, we don't have to do anything other than keep ourselves safe and have some time to ourselves. So see if you can just park that person. See if instead of saying, am I doing this posture right, say, does this posture feel good? Change the dialogue. Beautiful. And now as a group, let's take a deep inhale. A deep exhale. A deep inhale. Exhale. One last time, inhaling. Exhaling. And then coming to lie on your side here. Maybe taking a full body stretch before you do. Maybe taking a full body stretch on your side. And then using your arms to support you up to sit. Beautiful, hello. So as usual here, sitting however feels comfortable to you. If you would like to raise yourself up on a block or a pillow to support the hips and the knees a little bit, then that's great. If you'd like to bring your legs forward, then that's great. Find somewhere that you can sit and just kind of warm up the muscles for a second. Beautiful. So from here, let's go straight into connecting breath to movement. Let's inhale the right arm up. Exhale it down. Inhale the left arm up, reach. Exhale it down. Inhale, right arm up. And instead of just putting your hand up, see if you can really move through your body and stretch up now. Exhale. Inhaling, left arm up. It's not the action of putting the arm up. It's the action of moving. Exhale. This time, inhaling the right arm up. And this time, exhaling round to the left, twisting to look behind you and placing that right hand on the left knee. Inhaling, finding length in the torso, length in the neck here. And then maybe exhaling to twist a little further round. There are some of you who will have been doing yoga far more regularly than me over the last couple of weeks. Inhale here. Bring it back round. And I hope you are enjoying twisting further than I can. Let's inhale the left arm up now. And exhale round to the right. Again, using that inhale to lift you. That exhale to twist you. Breathing into those intercostal muscles, those ribs. Enjoying that twist, that loosening of the spine. Inhaling here. Exhaling around. Beautiful. Let's inhale the right arm up again. This time creep the left arm out and exhale over, reaching towards the left side of the mat. And if you like, using the top elbow, the right elbow, to just pull you back a little bit, open through the chest. Using that right hand as an impetus to pull you further towards the side of your mat. Inhale. Exhale back. Left hand inhale. Creep it over. Exhale. Beautiful. Again, maybe using that elbow to open you out, to pull you back. Breathing here. Using that hand to bring you over a little bit more. Inhale. Exhale it back. Beautiful. Let's just roll through the shoulders here. Warming up the muscles, loosening up anything that isn't going to serve us today. My entire left shoulder blade is clicking, which is somewhat terrifying, but that's okay. Bring it forward now. Reverse the circles. Beautiful. And then let's drop the head. Keep that spine nice and long. And then just do little half circles. Moving right to left. Just loosening off through the base of the neck. Like I said, loosening off anything that isn't going to serve us today. Because we don't need it. It's not welcome here. Much like watching Joseph on YouTube isn't welcome, Thomas. Thank you. If you guys haven't seen it, yeah, it is actually really fun. I do recommend checking it out, just not right now. Beautiful. Bringing the head back to center and lifting it up. And then today we're gonna do cat-cow seated. So bringing the hands to the knees or to the thighs, depending on what feels more comfortable to you. Finding length in the spine and then inhaling, arching back the back forwards. And exhaling, rounding it back. I'll do it on the side so that you can see. Inhaling, arching it forwards. Exhaling, using that kind of the navel to really pull you back so that you're in a big C shape here. Inhaling forwards. Using the heart to kind of lift you, to lift that heart space. Exhaling back. Finding your own rhythm now. Inhaling, matching breath to movement here. Exhaling. Inhaling. And the hands on the knees can be quite a useful way of supporting yourself here, and it can sort of psychologically help you go a little bit further. Somehow lifting my hands off, it's harder to get into the little crevices. Beautiful. And then twist back, keep going. Inhaling. Exhaling back. And this time let's stay here, reach, reach, reach. And then again, moving around that Pringle tube. Taking big circles of the spine. What are you laughing at, Thomas? Moving in big circles here. Again, keeping that arch forward, but playing around with touching all sides of that cylinder. And then moving the other way. Loosening off through the back. And now, let's begin to make those circles smaller and smaller until we come to a stop. Beautiful, wonderful. Let's come to stand at the top of our mat. We haven't done this before. We haven't done this before on the stream. I'm going to headbutt this plant. It's totally fine. Beautiful. Wonderful. Finding feet hip distance apart. Finding a nice neutral position here. So facing completely forwards. Trying not to fidget too much. Checking in with that nice micro bend in the knees, making sure we're not locking out there. Gently tucking the spine. Tucking the tailbone down towards the floor, so we've got a natural curve in the spine. Relaxing through the shoulders, checking in with the neck, maybe checking in with the chin, making sure it's parallel with the floor. Breathing here. And then inhaling. And exhaling, drop the head, keep it heavy, let's roll it down. Bend the knees as generously as you need to relax the spine here. Dropping the head, inhaling when we get to the bottom. And then exhaling to keep that head heavy, roll it back up. Beautiful. Inhaling here. And then exhaling, rolling down again. Pace it down this time. Really check in with each bit of your spine, check in with the vertebrae, check in with the knees, check in with the head. Are you doing what I'm doing and looking towards the floor, or are you relaxing it down? Beautiful. When we get to the bottom, inhale. Exhale. Roll it up. Beautiful. Last time, inhaling. Exhaling to roll it down. This is super good for your posture. Really great if you have any fussiness or any tightness in the lower back. Really good to help the body realign. Beautiful. Dropping the head when you get here, relaxing it down. Bending the knees as generously as you need to. Doesn't matter if you're here and you can't touch the floor, but maybe help yourself out. Maybe bend the knees, help yourself go a little further, right? You don't have to touch your toes, you just have to relax your spine. Beautiful. Maybe you want to take a little sway from side to side here. Maybe you just want to breathe here and relax. One more breath here, inhaling. Centering yourself if you were swaying, exhale. Inhale, so lift the head slightly. Maybe press your fingers into the floor so that you can bring that right leg back. Ooh, now we're in a lunge. Terrifying. Let's drop the knee. Find length in the spine. And then come up. Beautiful. What a transition, eh? Well done me. Bring hands to heart center. Inhale here. Find your balance. Let's lift the arms up. Find that length in the spine. Make sure you're balancing. If you like, this is the point where you can lift the knee off the floor. Come back to center. Doesn't matter if you haven't. Let's inhale here. And then exhale over to that bent leg, bent left leg. Beautiful. Opening out to the side here, breathing here. And then exhaling, hands back together, come back to center. Whoop. And then drop it down. Let's bring the foot back up and drop the head. Where possible, I avoid down dogs. I know that there are lots of people who have fussiness in their wrists, who might not be aware that they have fussiness in their wrists. Beautiful. Let's drop it down. Let's roll it up. So here we're just testing the waters, right? We're just testing our balance. Again, we're not doing anything too crazy. Let's inhale. Exhale, roll it down. And I'm sorry for those of you, who practice regularly and are like, Harrod, what are you doing? But there are quite a few beginners with us, and I don't want to outpace them. Like you, Gwyn. Beautiful. Let's drop the head down. Let's relax through the body. Inhale here. Exhale, find engagement through the head. Maybe bring the fingertips to the floor so that you can bring the left leg back. Again, dropping the knee here so that we can find our balance points. Lifting it up. Breathing here. And then inhaling, lifting the arms. Again, this might be enough for you. This might be challenging your balance. This might be challenging your legs already. Maybe you want to come up off that knee. Beautiful. Inhale here. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhaling. Exhaling to twist over the right now. Twist over that bent leg. Inhaling to open out. Beautiful. Inhaling. Exhaling, bring your hands together. And coming back to center. Let's drop the hands. Let's bring that foot back to the front of the mat. Drop it down. Inhale. Exhale to roll it up. Ooh. The fiddly fig gave me a little pat on the head on the way up then. I'm going to move back a little bit. Inhale. Exhale it down. Beautiful. Again, we're bringing the right leg back. This time maybe we come up to standing straight away. Beautiful. And this time as we come up, maybe we baby back bend. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, twist to the left, open up. Exhale. Beautiful. And challenge yourself. Inhale, open the other way. This way will feel weird and unpleasant. Open it up. Exhale, coming back. Inhale, baby back bend again. Exhale all the way down. Beautiful. Bring it back to the top. Drop the head. Inhale. Exhale, roll it up. Inhale. Exhale, come down. Inhaling. Exhaling to find engagement. Bring the fingertips to the floor to support that left foot back. Maybe you keep it up this time. Let's come straight up. Whoop. Or don't. Don't fall. Beautiful. This time as we inhale, maybe baby back bend up. Exhale down. Inhale over to that right leg. Open out. Exhale, center. Inhale, open to the left. Exhale, center. Inhale, baby back bend again. Exhale down. Coming back up to the top of the mat, dropping the head, inhaling. Exhaling to roll it up. Remembering we have the option to keep the knee on the floor here. Inhale when we get to the top. Relax the shoulders. Whew. Beautiful. So, I thought this week maybe we could do some balances. I would like to do some balances. Now, if you have a wall nearby, do use that. That is a thing that you can use. Don't feel like you are pressured to just kind of be here falling. Remember that where I kind of invite you to be here, you have the option to keep the foot on the floor and play here. Do what feels good for you. So, with that being said, let's find feet hip distance apart. Let's find a nice gentle flex in the knees, relaxing the knees down. Let's tuck the tailbone, lengthen through the spine, relax the shoulders. Check in with the neck. Check in with the chin, making sure it's parallel with the floor. Beautiful. And from this place of stillness, this place of connection, let's bring our weight into our left leg. Hold our weight in our left leg. And maybe we lift the right heel off the floor. Beautiful. From here, let's begin to bring our right leg up. Maybe we hold it. Wonderful. This might be enough for some of you. If you'd like a challenge, bring that left arm out to the side. Open that right leg out. Helps if you find a focus point here. Try not to look around too much. Bring it back in. Swap the leg now, holding on with that left hand. Bring the right hand out to the side, and then bring it behind you. And then if you're feeling really brave, look to the right. Change your balance point. I can't see you guys and I'm really sad because this is usually my favourite part of class. Inhale here. Whoop. And if you like, exhale, bring head and arm around at the same time. Come back into center. Drop it down. Beautiful. Shake it out. That will have been easier for some of you than others. I think it's more fun if it's hard. Beautiful. Finding that even balance point again. Finding that point of stillness again. Checking in with the knees, checking in with the tailbone, checking in with the back, shoulders, the neck, chin parallel with the floor. Moving from a place of connect, coming into that right leg now. And again, lifting through the foot, coming up. Holding on if you choose. You don't have to, you can go free. But if you like, bringing the right hand out to the side this time, opening out to the left. Ooh, I'm gonna fall. No, I'm not. Coming back in. Swapping right hand on knee, bringing that left hand out to the side, and then behind. And then looking towards the left. And then if you like, bringing them back together. Bringing the leg in, inhaling, and then coming down with grace and poise. Beautiful, that was really beautiful. I'm sure that you all did a really great job. It feels weird saying beautiful when I can't see any of what you're doing, but I'm sure it is. In fact, I'm so sure it is. Let's try something different. Let's bring the feet back to center. Bless you. Let's relax the knees, tailbone, back, shoulders, neck, chin, head. come into the left leg. So lift that right foot up. And again, remembering we can play here. Maybe bring that right foot to the ankle. Maybe bringing it to the shin. Maybe bringing it to the thigh. Bringing the hands together. And now you're in a tree pose. You're like a yoga studio logo. If you'd like a challenge, you can bring the arms up. You can open them out. And again, if you want to test your balance, look to the sky. I'm a very wobbly tree. It's just windy. You're so right. It's just a windy day for the trees. Beautiful. Bringing the head back to center. Coming down. Letting go of that leg. Coming down with grace and poise. Shake it out. I promise we'll do lots of stretching after this. I won't make you do any more standing ever again. Beautiful. Hip distance apart. Let's find knees, hips, back, shoulders, neck, chin. And come into our right foot. Lifting that left foot, maybe bringing it to the ankle. Maybe bringing it to the shin. Maybe bringing it, harder on this side, to the thigh. Try not to bring it to the knee. It's not very good for your knee. Hands together. If you want to challenge yourself, lift it up. Open the hands. Maybe look up. This is much harder on this side for me. Whoa! It's that much harder on this side for me. When you're ready, bring the hands in. Release off through the leg and come back down. Beautiful. Shake it out. And then let's come to sit.
P for Potiphar.
What?
Millie Francis. P for Potiphar.
Wonderful. Thank you, Millie. P for Potiphar. Oh my god, I'm just going to get Joseph for jokes all week. Sorry. So balancing, right? It's easier for some of us than others. I think it's a real joy. I think it's a real gift for a yoga practice because you can't really be very good at it. And if you are, that's really great for you. But most people just aren't, and that's okay. And I think it really kind of highlights the joy of failing in yoga better than anything else. Beautiful. So let's do some stretching. Let's come to all fours. This is the first time we've come to all fours this class. It's very exciting. Let's bring wrists underneath shoulders. Let's bring the hips above the knees. Make sure we've got a nice micro bend, and then bring that right leg back. Beautiful. Stretch it out. Reach that heel towards the back of the room so that you get a good stretch here. Maybe flex so that you get some movement in that hip flexor. And then bring the knee in between the hands. And I think we've been here before, but if we haven't, making sure that either we come to here and we've got like a nice flat, or we crawl that foot out so that we've got like a kind of what would ideally be 90 degrees, but you know, we're supporting ourselves with our foot. So we're pigeon posing. Finding a place that's comfortable for you, remembering that you have the option not to bring your foot over to the other side. Finding length here. Beautiful. And then if you like, coming down to your forearms. If you like, bringing your head to your hands or the floor. Checking in here with the hips, making sure that they're balanced. Making sure you're not putting more weight in one than the other, even if one is lifted. Maybe you want to creep the back foot back a little bit so that you get more of a stretch in the outside hip. And then relaxing it down. Breathing here. A great stretch to do after balancing, because obviously we're engaging our gluteus medius. We're engaging all those side bum muscles. Yes, I did just say side bum. Beautiful. Inhaling here. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. And then beginning to support yourself up on the exhale. If you'd like a bonus pose here, you don't have to, but you can lift that back foot up. Take the opposite arm, maybe twist around. This is optional. Maybe you want to test yourself. Loosen off. Then come back to all fours. In fact, let's come to downward dog and pace it out a little bit. I think this is one of the only things that downward dog is truly useful for, is pacing it out after your leg goes dead when you're in pigeon for a long time. Which mine always does. Beautiful. Lifting the hips, stretching it out here, and then dropping the knees. And bringing... No, don't bring that left leg in. I lied. You need to bring it behind you first. I tricked you. Beautiful. Let's bring it back, reaching that left heel towards the back of the room. And then from here, bringing the knee in, either keeping it so that it's parallel with keeping the shin so that it's parallel with the thigh, or creeping that heel out. If you like, flex that foot so that you've got a little safety net there. The knee isn't going to kind of come out. And then find length. Breathe here. And then come down to the forearms. Then maybe we come down to the hands. Again, checking in with the hips, making sure that they're balanced. Even if one of them is lifted, there's weight that can be distributed between the two. Maybe creep that back foot out a little bit so that you get more of a stretch in the side, and then drop it down. Beautiful. Inhaling here. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. One last time. Inhaling. And then exhale, support yourself up. Again, this is a bonus pose. By no means should or do you have to do this. But if you'd like, bring that back foot up. Take the opposite hand. Maybe grab on. See, test your flexibility, test your balance, but don't injure yourself, please. Beautiful. Loosen up. Come back. Don't overstretch through your hypermobile elbows like I just did. Come back. Beautiful. And come back to child's pose. Now, child's pose isn't comfortable for everyone, so if you're struggling, you can bring your toes together, bring your knees wide and come back here. You've also got the option to lift your knees and come here so that your back is slightly higher, your hips are higher. Depends on how flexible you are, basically. Relaxing here, breathing here. One last inhale. And then exhale to lift it up. Beautiful. So with that being said, we're all going to come to puppy pose now. So come to all fours, bring your hands slightly further forward than you would if you were just doing normal cat-cow. And then keeping your hips pointing upwards, drop your chest towards the floor. You might need to creep your hands out a little further. Let's bring your chest down. If you want to, you can sort of wiggle your knees back if they need to come more in line with your bum. Breathe here. Now to support yourself up from this, sort of cupcake your hands so that your fingertips are engaged, or use the back of your hand to support you up. Use your core and then come back. Wonderful. Let's come back to all fours here. Let's inhale, open up to the right. You lift that right arm towards the sky. And then let's thread that right arm underneath the left. Thread the needle pose. Beautiful. So for those of you who are still a little confused, we're inhaling up and then bringing that arm underneath and then dropping the body down. Beautiful. From here, once you're comfortable, once you've got a good grounding with the floor, you can maybe bump the hips towards center if you want a little bit more of a twist. You can walk that left hand out, maybe use it to stretch through the armpit, or you can bring that left arm behind and use it to open through the chest. I always do this way first and it's not helpful. I apologize. I will try and remember to do the other way next time. Breathe here. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hand back, bring your hips back, and then support yourself up. Amazing. Find that neutral position again. Let's inhale the left arm up. Reach, reach, reach. Exhale, thread the needle. Bringing left arm through the right hand, through behind the right hand. Finding a good grounding here and then maybe bumping the hips towards center. Maybe creeping the right arm towards the front of the mat. Maybe bringing that right hand behind to open the chest. Beautiful. Breathing into the space you've made. One last inhale. And then exhale, bringing that right hand back, resetting the hips and coming up. And then coming to lie on your backs. We're not in Shavasana yet, don't worry. Beautiful. Let's tuck ourselves up like a little beetle. And just go for a little rock side to side here. Massaging through the back. Gentle twists side to side. In the lower back. And then while we're here, bring the hands behind the thighs so that they're tucked into the chest. And then point the shins up, point the feet up towards the ceiling so that you're in a sort of slightly wider than 90-degree angle with the legs. Now this might be enough for you. You might already be like, oh, my legs are speaking to me. This is not normal. I feel like I'm giving birth. If you would like to come straight to full happy baby, bring the hands onto the sides of the feet and open out the legs. That's great. If you'd like to bring the hands to the shins, maybe open out the legs here. That's great. Play here. So find a variation. I'm going to come to full happy baby that works for you. And then once you've found something that works, maybe play with straightening and bending the legs. Maybe play with bending one leg then the other. Maybe play with flexing back and flexing forwards. Take a second to move around in a way that feels good in the life. Sorry, Kenja Palm. Beautiful. Play here. Wonderful. Once you've had enough of playing, you've kicked over every single plant that's in your house. Loosen off. Come back to that position of being a little beetle. And then take a full body stretch, stretching the arms overhead, stretching the legs out long. Beautiful. And you know where we're going, so give yourself permission to stretch here, test out something you haven't done before. So bringing the feet as wide as the yoga mat, dropping the knees to the right. Maybe this is enough for you. Maybe you bring that bottom foot on top of that top thigh. Really stretching the quadricep and the hip flexor here. Pacing it down. Inhaling. Exhaling to take that foot off. Come back. Bring the knees up. Dropping the legs to the left now. Maybe bringing that bottom foot on top of that top thigh to help with the stretch a little bit. Inhaling here. And then exhaling to unravel, bring the knees back. Beautiful, walking the feet in hip width apart and then walking them up to the bum. Bringing the arms out wide and then dropping the knees to the right. Again, maybe you want to bring that bottom foot on top of that top leg. Maybe you want to stretch that top leg out long. Finding a resting place that feels good for you here, that feels right today. Maybe you want to drop that head to the left. Inhaling. Exhaling, centering yourself, coming back up. And then dropping the other way. So again, maybe bottom leg on top of top leg, maybe stretching that top leg out long, maybe dropping the head to the right, checking out the shoulders, making sure they're relaxed. Inhaling. Exhaling back to center. Lifting the knees up now, like we're a little beetle, but keeping the arms wide. Dropping the knees to the right. Maybe extending that top leg long, maybe dropping the head to the left. Inhaling. Exhaling back to center. Dropping the knees to the right, left even, looking to the right. Breathing here. One last inhale. Exhaling back. And then again, taking a full body stretch. And then grabbing anything you would like to for Shavasana, grabbing pillows, grabbing blankets. Some people like to put something underneath their knees. Grab whatever you like. So again, some reminders for Shavasana. We've got the option of legs out long, arms out long. We've got the option of bringing the feet as wide as the yoga mat and dropping the knees in. If we want to do full constructive rest, we can bring the arms over as if we were hugging ourselves and relaxing them down. Beautiful. If you're feeling a little vulnerable today, that's also a great option, kind of crossing your arms over. You've got the option of bringing your feet as wide into the center of the yoga mat and dropping your knees wide. That's quite a good stretch, although it can get fussy for some people after a while. Or you can come to lie on your side. Whatever feels good for you, whatever option or variation you're taking, come to it now. Come to whatever feels good for you today. I'm going to bring my feet as wide as the yoga mat and drop my knees in because I get a little fussiness in my back when I bring my legs long. And then closing the eyes or relaxing the gaze so that we can come inwards. Beautiful. Let's take an inhale as a group. Big inhale. Big exhale. Big inhale. Big exhale. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. And then coming back to the natural breath, the breath as it wants to be in this moment in time. Watching the air as it comes in cold through the nose, comes out warmer than it was before. And immediately becoming aware, looking for differences. What is different now to the beginning of the class? Do you remember how you were breathing then? How is it different now? Maybe it isn't, that's okay. And then coming to the body here, becoming aware of the head and the face, the neck, the shoulders, the arms and the hands, the chest, the back, the hips, the thighs, the knees, the shins, the ankles and the feet. Holding your whole body in awareness here. And again, checking in with what's different, what's the same. And then coming to the emotion body, the mind. How are you feeling? What does it feel like to be you in this second? And checking in with what's different and what's the same. And then coming back to the breath here. And while we're here, while we're resting, remembering that this is a place of rest and not a place of focus. I'd like to give you my invitation for this week. And my invitation for this week is to do something a little different. Maybe you take advantage of one of the many millions of webinars that are going on at the moment. Maybe if you're a painter, you try and write something. You just put a timer on for 5 minutes and write whatever comes out of your brain. Maybe you bake something you haven't before, or you spend a day eating exclusively vegan, or whatever. It doesn't matter. Something that is going to excite you, maybe. Something that's going to maybe challenge you. Something that's going to change up the routine, change up what could be becoming somewhat mundane. And again, I invite you to change that dialogue with that person that sits in your head and tells you that you're doing things wrong. Tell them that you're very grateful that they are keeping an eye on you, that they're watching what you're doing, but that sort of rhetoric isn't helpful. And instead of asking whether you're doing it right, ask whether you're enjoying it. Coming back to the breath here. Beautiful. As a group now, let's take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. A deep inhale and a deep exhale. One last one. Take the deepest breath you've taken all week. Inhale. Exhale. And then take another full body stretch. Come to lie on your side. Enjoy another second of doing absolutely nothing. And then come to sit. Beautiful. So let's take an inhale up, reach up. Exhale, stretch it out. Inhale up. Exhale to give yourself a big hug. Inhale it up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Namaste. And I don't have anything to say this week. Thank you guys for coming. Tom can just turn off the stream. Bye. Thank you for coming. Have a good week. Bye.
Good start. Keep on going.